Hey everyone, welcome to Zuli Explores It All. Today I'm at Muir Woods National Monument, and today is a really special day because I have reached two new milestones. The first one is that I have just bought my annual America the Beautiful Pass, which is an $80 pass that allows you entrance for an entire year to any national park or national monument in the US. This is actually an amazing value because if you go, let's say, more than 5 times to any national park in the course of an entire year, you've made your money back on this pass already. The other nice thing is that some national parks and monuments like Muir Woods actually charge per person instead of just per pass or per car like some other national parks, which means that if you're coming with a group, your America the Beautiful Pass could save you a significant amount of money right off the bat. For example, here you would be paying $15 per person to get in. If you have an annual pass, you can actually get 3 people in on your pass without having to pay extra, which is great because that's already $45 that you are gaining back just from buying and using your annual pass. So I really recommend it. I am so excited to have an entire year of national park access. I need it because I'm exploring all this stuff with you. The nice thing is that it actually goes to the end of the month, no matter when you buy it. So if you buy a pass on December 1st, it will still be valid the next year on December 31st. So you get kind of like a month free, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's $80, which seems like it's steep up front, but considering how often I go to a national park, I feel like it has definitely been more than worth it. Okay. Now that I have that out of the way, I can move on to my next milestone, which is that I finally got a passport to your national parks book. Now, this is all my nerdiness coming out, but I am super excited about this book. What is the passport to your national parks, you might be asking? Well, it is a little booklet that has information about every national park in the US. And it's broken up by different regions, and it tells you a little bit about each region. Obviously, you can buy a large number of books that tell you information about national parks in the region. However, the passport to your national parks is different. One, because it is produced by the actual National Park Service, which is nice because you get to support them. And two, because it actually does 2 things. The first thing is that it includes a passport stamp series. Every year, the National Park Service releases a series of stamps for each region. Let me show you an example of one. In 2020, the national stamp was for the Women's Rights National Historical Park, which is in Seneca Falls, New York. And I thought it was cool that I ended up buying the passport this year, and that was the featured national stamp for this year because I'm very passionate about women's rights, and so it's cool that this is my first ever stamp. It was the first stamp that I put in this book. Aside from the national stamp, each year you get a regional stamp, and the regional stamp for this year was totally pertinent to me too, which is amazing. The regional stamp for this year is the Stonewall National Monument in New York City. Now, I actually used to pass by, when I lived in New York, I used to go to Stonewall a lot, and I used to pass by this monument all the time. That area holds a lot of fond memories for me. You know, I haven't lived in New York for a couple of years now, but there's nothing like New York City. There really isn't. And so for the fact that I got the Stonewall stamp as my first regional stamp for my book is just perfect. I'm happy to have it. The really special thing about this passport is that every single passport has several pages with areas where you can put in official cancellation stamps. This is actually the reason that most people buy a passport book. And what a cancellation stamp is, it's a inked stamp that you get at each national park that you visit. Most of the time, like here at Muir, the cancellation stamp is located in the gift shop, but there are also tons of hidden cancellation stamps that people collect and look for in different national parks. If you're interested in hidden cancellation stamps, you should Google it, because there are some really cool areas of national parks that you can explore to find one. And if you have gotten a hidden cancellation stamp, make sure to comment below. I would love to hear about it. There are 3 types of passport books that you can buy. You can buy a regular one like this. You can buy a deluxe one that is black, it's hardcover, it has more pages. And you can also buy an Explorer version, which is actually a binder where you can add more pages. I considered getting the Explorer and the deluxe versions, but they are a little large and bulky, and I wasn't sure if I would actually want to carry them around as I was hiking or exploring new places. So I decided to go with the smallest pack. I actually bought this online, and the store that I got it from, which I will link below, actually had a passport pack that came with this, 2 years worth of collectible stamps and a couple of other collector's items that it was nice to have. I decided to go with the pack instead of just buying the book, because then I wouldn't need to buy stamps separately. So it was nice to kind of just get a whole pack and get started right away without having to buy multiple things or go to multiple stores or wait around. So all of my stamps for the year 2020 and 2021 have already been put into this book. And I'm really excited to visit all of these places. The national stamp for 2020, as I already said, was the Women's Rights National Historic Park. However, the national stamp for 2021 is for the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Now, I thought that this was kind of serendipitous, because all of the places that are being mentioned on this sticker, I can actually visit right now. So I thought it was really cool that my first stamps and my first cancellations are coinciding with the same places, because obviously the national stamp changes every year. And I just felt like it was fate that I ended up buying this passport when I did. I don't usually believe in fate, but it feels like fate. I mean, there's the women's rights, there's Stonewall, there's the Golden Gate where I am right now. I mean, can anything else point to the fact that I needed to get this book right now? And when I ordered it, I actually didn't know what stamps I was getting. That was kind of the fun part, because it's a surprise. You don't know exactly what you're getting. It's just nice that everything is kind of dovetailing together. Now that I've discussed my annual pass and my passport, I want to talk a little bit more about the Muir Woods National Monument. Muir Woods is part of an ancient forest. Many of the trees in this area are over 600 years old. The one that we are seeing in this picture is 900 years old. For the most part, if you're seeing a tree like the one behind me that's huge, I couldn't even put my arms around it, it's probably super old. California has some of the oldest trees in the world. It's difficult for me to describe the feeling of being here. I'm dwarfed by these amazing, beautiful trees, and yet it is so peaceful. I feel really safe here. I feel like I want to be here all the time. The nice thing about this particular national park / monument is that it's very accessible. Many of the trails are handicap accessible. They are either paved or relatively flat, or they have the wooden slats across them. So it's very easy for people who have disabilities, who have trouble walking, or who are in a wheelchair to come and enjoy this beautiful place. If you are looking for something a little bit more challenging, there are very challenging hiking trails all over these mountains. So this isn't just a place to like walk around and feel at peace or have a nice little walk. You can also get in some serious hiking in these areas. Another really important thing to remember is that due to COVID-19, Muir Woods has instituted a reservation policy for parking. So if you want to come, you can't just show up. You have to make a parking reservation ahead of time, and it's better if you make a reservation for earlier rather than later, because the parking fills up and then you end up having to park pretty far away. But come here. It is so amazing. I cannot express how amazing it is, to the point where I've now decided that I'm coming back here when I don't have to film so I can just sit here and enjoy. But I have to be here again. One thing I didn't expect is that it is pretty cold. It's a sunny day and it's actually not that cold outside of here, but the canopy of the trees actually covers a lot of the sunlight, so it's much colder in here than I would have expected. Be prepared to have a jacket, maybe even some gloves. I really should have brought gloves. And dress, I mean, you don't need to dress super warm, because if you're actually hiking or doing something super active. Oh my God, look. Did you see that? What was that? What kind of bird was that? Oh, the other thing I like about this area in general is that there are so many more birds and wildlife and like animals in general. In Vegas, there's reptiles and chipmunks, which are great. I love chipmunks and rabbits, but I'm not a big fan of reptiles and snakes. So it's nice to just see birds. Some birds around here are pretty terrifying, like these giant blackbirds that hang out on the beach and stuff. Terrifying. But other ones are just so majestic. Some places in these woods and on these trails, you can actually hawk watch. There are a bunch of hawks that hang out in this wilderness. Another great spot, if you want to experience some different kind of habitats in the same area, is the Muir Beach Overlook. The Muir Beach Overlook is a long, thin trail along some cliffs that allows you to really take in this breathtaking coastal scenery. So it's not in here where the redwoods are, but you get to see kind of like a different view of the same area. It's not that far from here. Okay guys, I hope you got a lot out of this video. I hope you end up signing up for an annual pass and getting yourself a passport book. If you plan on going to a lot of national parks, it's just such a good keepsake to have. So I really recommend that you grab one before your next trip. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe, because I will be releasing a lot more videos as I explore more and more of the world. And if you have been to Muir Woods National Monument, let me know down below. It is a wonderful place, and I hope that other people enjoy it and experience it the way that I am right now. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Do something that brings you joy, like I am right now. This is bringing me so much joy. I'll see you next week. Bye.